Hello dear friends and welcome to today's video. I'm so grateful you've joined me today for what might be one of the most important conversations we could have together. Today we're going to talk about something precious to all of us. Our hearts. Not just in the emotional sense, though that certainly matters too, but the remarkable organ that's been beating faithfully in your chest for 7, 8, or even 9 decades. I know that at our age, we've seen a lot of changes in the world around us and in our own bodies. Some days our bodies might remind us of our age more loudly than others, but I firmly believe that understanding our health puts the power back in our hands, no matter what number appears on our birthday cake. Today I want to share with you 7 critical indicators of heart health that every person over 70 should know. These aren't just medical facts to memorize. They're windows into understanding how well your heart is working, and more importantly, how you can support it better. The wonderful news is that many of these indicators can be improved with simple daily choices that are well within your reach. Before we begin, I want you to know something important. It's never too late to make positive changes. I've seen friends make remarkable improvements in their 80s and even 90s. Your body is listening and responding to how you treat it today, this very moment. So let's learn together about these 7 important signs and what they mean for you and your precious heart. The 7 important indicators of heart health. Blood pressure, the silent storyteller. Your blood pressure is perhaps the most telling indicator of your heart's condition. It's like a storyteller that reveals how hard your heart is working and how flexible your blood vessels remain. Consider my dear friend Margaret, who at 82 had concerningly high readings of 168/92. Her doctor explained that her heart was straining, working overtime to push blood through narrowed arteries. Margaret felt fine, no symptoms whatsoever, which is why high blood pressure is often called the silent killer. Compare that to her brother Harold, 85, who maintained readings around 124/76. Harold walks daily, reduced his salt intake years ago, and practices deep breathing when he feels stressed. The difference between these siblings illustrates how lifestyle can influence even this fundamental indicator. Healthy blood pressure for us tends to be around 120/80, though your doctor may set different targets based on your specific health situation. What matters most is monitoring it regularly. Many libraries and community centers offer free blood pressure checks, or you might consider a home monitor. They're much more affordable and user-friendly than they were in our younger days. If your numbers are elevated, don't despair. Small changes can make meaningful differences. Reducing salt, taking a daily walk, learning simple meditation techniques, or adjusting medications with your doctor's guidance. My friend Margaret reduced her numbers to 142/83 in just 3 months with these approaches. Not perfect, but a significant improvement that reduced her risk of stroke and heart failure. Resting heart rate, your heart's base rhythm. Your resting heart rate, how many times your heart beats per minute while you're completely at rest, tells an important story about your heart's efficiency. Think of it like this: a well-trained musician can play a beautiful piece with seemingly effortless movements, while a beginner might struggle and work harder to play the same notes. Your heart is similar. A lower resting heart rate often indicates a stronger heart that can pump more blood with each beat, working smarter rather than harder. Let me tell you about my neighbors, the Johnsons. Robert, at 78, has a resting heart rate of around 62 beats per minute. He's been swimming 3 times weekly for decades. His wife Claire, also 78, doesn't exercise regularly and has a resting heart rate of 84. Although both are considered within normal range, Robert's heart beats approximately 31,000 fewer times per day. That's over 11 million fewer beats per year. Less wear and tear on a vital organ. For most of us over 70, a healthy resting heart rate typically falls between 60 and 100 beats per minute, though athletic individuals might have even lower rates. You can easily check yours by placing 2 fingers on your wrist or neck and counting the beats for 60 seconds, preferably first thing in the morning before getting out of bed. If your rate is consistently on the higher side, consider gentle, regular exercise. Even walking 15-20 minutes daily can strengthen your heart over time. Reducing caffeine and practicing relaxation techniques can also help lower your heart rate, showing your heart some well-deserved kindness. Shortness of breath, when your heart speaks through your lungs. The third indicator might surprise you. It's your breathing. Unexplained shortness of breath, especially during activities that used to be easy for you, can be your heart sending an important message. My cousin Walter, who just turned 90, noticed he couldn't make it up his front porch steps without stopping to catch his breath. He dismissed it as just getting older. Fortunately, his daughter insisted he mention it to his doctor, who discovered Walter's heart wasn't pumping efficiently, a condition called heart failure. With proper medication and a cardiac rehabilitation program, Walter now climbs those steps while carrying his groceries, and even plays with his great-grandchildren without gasping for air. Contrast that with my friend Elaine, 86, who can still tend her garden for hours. The difference? Elaine addressed her mild heart issues early when she first noticed slight breathlessness 5 years ago. Prompt treatment prevented further deterioration. Here's what to watch for. Difficulty breathing when lying flat. Needing to prop yourself up with extra pillows to sleep comfortably. Waking up feeling short of breath, or finding yourself unusually tired after routine activities like making the bed or preparing a meal. Many people attribute these changes to just aging, but they often signal something fixable. Proper medication, gentle exercise programs designed for heart patients, and monitoring fluid intake can dramatically improve symptoms. Walter says he feels younger at 90 than he did at 87 before his treatment. A powerful reminder that addressing these symptoms can add life to your years. Swelling in your ankles, feet, and legs. Fluid messages. The fourth indicator is visible right at your feet. Swelling in your ankles, feet, or legs, especially if it's worse by evening and better after a night's rest, can signal that your heart isn't pumping efficiently enough to keep fluid moving through your body. My sister-in-law Dorothy, 84, noticed her shoes were tight by dinner time, and she developed deep indentations in her ankles when she pressed them with her finger. She thought it was an inevitable part of aging, until her doctor explained it was a sign her heart wasn't keeping up with moving fluids back upward against gravity. Compare that to her friend Mabel, also 84, who maintains good heart health and experiences minimal swelling even after a day on her feet helping at her church's food bank. Mabel elevates her legs several times daily, walks regularly, limits her salt intake, and wears compression stockings when she knows she'll be on her feet for extended periods. If you notice persistent swelling, especially if it's accompanied by shortness of breath, mention it to your doctor. Simple interventions like elevating your legs above heart level several times daily, reducing salt intake, staying properly hydrated, yes, drinking enough water helps reduce water retention, and wearing compression stockings can make a significant difference. Dorothy implemented these changes along with medication her doctor prescribed, and within weeks she could wear her regular shoes comfortably again, and no longer had the heavy, tight feeling in her legs. Remember, swollen ankles aren't just a cosmetic issue or an inevitable part of aging. They're your body communicating something important about your heart's functioning that deserves attention and care. Energy levels. Your heart's power output. Our fifth indicator is something you feel every day. Your energy level. While many factors affect energy, your heart's ability to efficiently deliver oxygen-rich blood throughout your body plays a crucial role. Consider my chess partner Frank, who, at 75, would doze off mid-game and complained of feeling exhausted despite sleeping 9-10 hours nightly. After a thorough checkup, his doctor discovered atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat that was reducing his heart's pumping efficiency. With proper treatment, Frank now regularly beats me at chess with a sharp mind and enough energy to play with his grandchildren afterward. Contrast Frank's experience with our friend Harriet, 79, who teaches a watercolor class twice weekly and recently took her grandchildren to the zoo, outlasting even their parents' energy. Harriet has maintained her heart health through regular light exercise, heart-healthy eating, and managing her stress through her artistic pursuits. Unexplained fatigue, especially when it represents a change from your normal energy levels, deserves medical attention. It isn't simply an inevitable consequence of accumulating birthdays. Many treatable heart conditions first appear as unusual tiredness, well before more obvious symptoms develop. If your energy has decreased, don't automatically attribute it to aging. Discuss it with your healthcare provider. Whether the solution involves adjusting medications, addressing sleep apnea, which strains the heart, treating an arrhythmia, or beginning a gentle exercise program, improved energy can return with proper heart care. Frank says the biggest gift of his treatment wasn't just a stronger heart, but regaining the vitality to fully participate in his life again. Sleep quality. Nighttime insights into heart health. Our sixth indicator might surprise you. It's how well you sleep. Sleep disturbances can both reflect and affect your heart health in significant ways. My friend Eleanor, 88, found herself waking suddenly at night, gasping for breath. Her son noticed she would stop breathing briefly during naps, a condition called sleep apnea that places tremendous strain on the heart. With treatment for her sleep apnea, not only did Eleanor's sleep improve, but her daytime heart rate and blood pressure stabilized too. Compare that to my cousin Richard, 92, who sleeps soundly through the night and wakes refreshed. Richard established a consistent sleep routine decades ago, going to bed and rising at the same times daily, avoiding screens before bedtime, and creating a cool, dark sleeping environment. His doctor believes his excellent sleep habits have contributed significantly to his remarkable heart health at 92. Watch for these sleep concerns. Waking up feeling unrefreshed despite adequate hours in bed. Excessive daytime sleepiness. Witnessed periods where you stop breathing during sleep, often reported by a spouse or caregiver. Frequent nighttime urination, or waking with a racing heart or shortness of breath. If you experience these symptoms, discuss them with your doctor. Treatments ranging from CPAP machines for sleep apnea to adjustments in when you take certain medications can dramatically improve both your sleep and your heart health. Eleanor says that addressing her sleep issues gave her back not just restful nights, but more vibrant days as well. Emotional well-being, the heart-mind connection. Our final indicator acknowledges something our ancestors knew intuitively. There's a powerful connection between our emotional and physical hearts. Chronic stress, loneliness, depression, and anxiety can significantly impact heart health. My friend Thomas lost his wife of 62 years and subsequently suffered a heart attack 3 months later despite having no previous heart issues. His cardiologist explained that profound grief had triggered physiological changes that affected his heart. A recognized phenomenon sometimes called broken heart syndrome. Contrast Thomas's experience with my friend Sophia, who also lost her spouse but maintained strong social connections, attended grief counseling, and continued participating in meaningful activities. Though she certainly experienced grief, the emotional support and stress management techniques she employed helped protect her physical heart during this vulnerable time. The evidence is clear. Our emotional well-being significantly impacts our physical hearts. Chronic stress increases inflammation and blood pressure, while strong social connections and purpose have protective effects. This connection explains why volunteer work, maintaining friendships, engaging with family, pursuing hobbies, and addressing mental health concerns are all, surprisingly, heart health strategies. If you're experiencing persistent feelings of sadness, loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed, or overwhelming anxiety, please discuss this with your healthcare provider. Thomas eventually joined a widowers group and reports that healing his emotional heart has supported his physical heart's recovery as well. Your heart's future is being written today. As we conclude our discussion of these 7 important indicators of heart health, I want to emphasize something truly remarkable. Your heart responds to how you treat it today. The choices you make, even after decades of living, still matter tremendously. These 7 indicators, blood pressure, resting heart rate, breathing quality, swelling patterns, energy levels, sleep quality, and emotional well-being, give you windows into understanding your heart's condition. More importantly, They offer opportunities for meaningful improvement. I've seen friends make remarkable changes well into their 80s and 90s. Margaret improved her blood pressure significantly at 82. Walter regained his breath and energy at 90. Frank reclaimed his mental sharpness and vitality at 75. These aren't rare medical miracles. They represent what's possible when we listen to what our hearts are telling us and respond with appropriate care. Your heart has been beating faithfully since before you were born. It's carried you through joy and sorrow, work and play, through every moment of your long and meaningful life. It deserves your attention and care, and it's never too late to show it some love. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Has one of these indicators particularly resonated with your experience? Have you made heart-healthy changes that improved your quality of life? Your story might inspire someone else in our wonderful community. Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content designed specifically for our generation's health concerns and victories. And perhaps most importantly, if you know someone who might benefit from this information, a friend, sibling, neighbor, or spouse, please share this video with them. You might just be sharing information that could significantly improve or even extend their life. Remember, friends, each beat of your heart writes your future. Let's make it a healthy, vibrant one. Thank you for spending this time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Take care of your precious hearts.